Warning, this podcast contains spoilers. Hello everyone, and welcome to the As Seen on TV podcast for Rebels, Season 4, Episodes 1 and 2, Heroes of Mandalore. I'm your host, Cleo, and with me I have John and Sam. Hello!
Hello.
We're talking about Rebels again, yay! I feel like it's been so long.
It's been a while.
It's only been since March? March? Well, that was May? Okay. The last time I saved a presentation was March.
Well, there you go.
But I freaking love that we started with the Mandalorians. This is kind of where we ended. I mean, we ended with that whole big battle thing, but right before that was all about the Mandalorians. So we're back to all about the Mandalorians.
I like that. I'm still left with the chills of what was it? Oh my God, Thrawn being like, "Okay, General Syndulla, I now accept your surrender." I was like, "Whoa, excuse me," and he's like, "First the Jedi dies." I was like, "Hey, excuse me."
Was that in one of the trailers?
Please don't.
So many things happened from there. And then in the episode itself, Hera's like, "Is this your friend?" When they're trying to get out and like,
yeah.
Pissed off and all that stuff. So yeah, good stuff.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. We jumped back in, and I was like, for a second, I was like, "Wait, whoa, what happened last season?" All right, okay. Because they didn't do it last time. I mean, I guess they don't really do that on this show.
They did it online.
They did it online. Okay.
It's on their YouTube thing.
Probably gonna have to give that a look, just refresh for the rest of the season.
Well, it does all 3 seasons, like the first 3. So it basically catches you up on everything.
Yeah.
If
Cool.
you forgot somehow.
So starts off with they're looking for Sabine's father. I didn't realize. I guess they said it last season, but for some reason I thought he was dead.
I thought he was dead too. I missed that as well.
Yeah.
So
they weren't sure, but they knew he was taken. But they never confirmed that he was dead.
No. I in my brain I was like, oh, he's alive. All right, cool.
Me too. I did the same thing. I was like, oh, he's still alive? Okay, great. Okay, good. We have we have something we can do. I didn't remember that either, so.
Yeah. But I like the beginning battle. They charge this remote outpost prison thing, and it's a cool battle, and they win, and
Kanan doesn't need a jetpack.
No.
He just jumps good.
Ezra does because he's a scrub. No, yeah, Kanan does like the coolest, like takes 3 of them down at once. It's just like, thank you, Kanan.
He was like, I got this.
And how many times in these 2 episodes where the stormtrooper's like, stand down? He's like, no.
I don't think so.
I'm good.
Don't move. Oh, I'm going to move.
Oh.
Oh my God. You maniac. I love you.
3 times. It was good stuff.
Yeah. I loved Ezra, like, fumbling with his jetpack.
That was hilarious. I was loving that, too. I was like, this is hysterical.
He had no idea how it worked.
I really did like what Sabine's like, well, I'm sure you'll pick it up. You're a Jedi. You'll get it on the fly, whatever she said. And then
you should learn
Chopper's
quick.
like, ha, 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 you get it on the fly. He's like, yeah, I got it. And I was like, that.
Got it, man. Thanks.
It was the way he was like, ha, in his typical Chopper way. I was dying. I was like, that is so cool.
Yeah, Chopper, I get it. And immediately, like, the next time Chopper, says anything, he's like, brr, 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 like he's complaining about them going out into battle, like, brr, 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 brr.
It's like, would Chopper do this? He's like, brr, brr, brr.
Oh, fine.
And it's like, fine, I'll do it. I love
You're not my
Chopper.
mom.
Oh, so good. He's such a grump.
He really is.
I love
He's
it.
my favorite droid. I would be Chopper if I was a droid.
I would be too. And then I was thinking about, again, being reacclimated to everything. But I just thought about, like you see this cute little art. Well, he's like, what is he, like an R5 kind of unit? I don't know. Anyway,
He's
but you see him.
Oh, I don't remember.
Chopper's a C1. He's
There
old.
you go. You see him, and he's still an astromech, though. You see him, and he's like, oh, okay, that's so cute, blah, 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 blah. You're used to R2 being like, I gotta do this thing, and he's like really, like a team player, and then Chopper's like, no, I'm gonna do what I want, and he's like grumpy, and he's like, no, the hell with you, I'm gonna do what I want, I don't care, and he's like so grumpy, and I love it.
Yeah,
So.
even like other astromech units we've seen, like especially in Clone Wars, like you can really tell their personality. And, like, nobody's grumpy like Chop is. Like,
no, Chop's like, he's like, no, I'll do what I want, and or I don't want to do it, so I won't do it. The end.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if he had a middle finger, he'd be waving it around.
Yeah.
All day.
He can't do it. It's just this,
That's
but it's really just.
Guys, he picked up a gun again for like the first time in years.
Oh my god, great! Oh my god, that was great! I loved it.
Oh my god.
That was so great. Just bing! I was like, ooh, okay.
Vapid. I thought he was going to shoot him, but he just cracked him in the head.
Yeah.
All right,
No,
cool, man.
I wasn't sure if he was going to shoot him. He picked it up. I was like, what's he going to do? And he was like, bang! And I was like, oh, that's great. And then he's like, all right, bye. I'm done. I'm going to keep going. I was like, yes, Chopper, yes!
Yeah. And we're introduced in this episode to the new Lord Saxon, or Governor Saxon.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever the fuck they're calling him.
Yeah, I was just going to say, I don't remember his title. I just remember it's Saxon. That's all I remember as well.
Yes. He is Gar Saxon's brother. By the looks of it, younger brother.
Mm-hmm.
And what I found so weird when we're first introduced to him is he's wearing a stormtrooper outfit, not a Mandalorian trooper outfit. And I was like, that's odd. And then I didn't think about it until he used the weapon against his subordinate. And I'm like, so that's why he switched. Oh, okay. Makes sense. He's a fucking coward.
Yeah. Exactly. Yep, so he wouldn't be affected.
Mm-hmm.
Sabine was not kidding when she said she designed a horrible weapon.
Yeah, no, that was terrible.
I was just gonna ask about. I mean, I don't know if that was the next question, but I was just like, can we talk about that thing real quick? And like, well,
absolutely.
Firstly, I just liked how they brought it up and dealt with it, because I felt like in a show like this, it is still a kid's show at its core. And, like, when they first, they're like, oh, my God, Sabine has this horrible reaction when she can, like, overhear something over the comm and, like, what's going on. And I thought that was really good. But, like, they explained it through expositional dialogue, which you usually do. But, like, they did it very, very fast in the sense of, like, you had to be paying attention to know that, like, wait, they stole this prototype when she was an Imperial cadet. Like you had to be paying attention to all that. There was a reason why they did it in the way that they did, and yeah, she designed something that was really truly horrific. I thought all of that, from the way that they delivered the information about the weapon, what it does, and the fact that they got really upset at her. I'm thinking of one character in particular. I'm not sure if we're gonna get to that yet, so I don't want to say it, but I thought that was really great. And then she's like, what can I say? It was a series of bad decisions, which she named it after. I thought that was also very interesting. So
yeah. Let's bring her up now. Bo-Katan. Who's Satine's, as soon as she took that. See, I thought in one of the trailers I saw, like, over the break, I was like, that looks like Satine's sister. And I told John, who hadn't watched Clone Wars, and he was like, oh, really? That's cool. And then, like, this episode, she takes her helmet off. I'm like, fucking knew it!
It's her!
Mm-hmm.
Literally 1 second before she takes off the helmet, I'm like, wait, is that? And then they show it, and then Rao's explaining who she is. I was like, oh my god, yes.
And I was, she started talking, her Fen and Sabine were talking, and I was like, so Bo-Katan, where's your son at? What's, is he making babies yet?
Is she like, okay, so I got supremely confused because I thought she's around, is she that much younger than Satine? Is she that much old? I mean, do Mandalorians age differently? Because I'm thinking, all this time I'm thinking she's about the same age as Satine and Obi-Wan. She could be younger, but she looks significantly younger, and we already know from the previous season that Obi-Wan is like Ben Kenobi at this point, so he's like old then.
Yeah, I think she is younger.
Really confused. She doesn't look very, very old. Not that she has to, so I don't know. Do Mandalorians age differently? Was there that much of an age difference between her and Satine? I don't know. These are the things where I'm going, wait, I'm confused.
I can clear this up, Sam. They took her old character model and just put lines on it. That's all they did.
No, that's what I saw too, and I'm like, well, wait a minute. But then I also thought the same thing as you, Christina. I was like, where is her son, quote unquote? Where
we knew he wasn't a warrior, like.
Right.
So he probably wouldn't be fighting with her. Maybe he's doing other stuff.
Right.
Maybe they'll never tell us.
Well, maybe they will tell us, and I thought, oh, that's very interesting that her son's just not there. Yeah. Does that mean something for later?
And for anyone who's watching, I am probably not the only one with this theory, but I think that Bo-Katan's son is actually not her son. I think that it is Satine's son.
I think that Obi-Wan. Too.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. I think that her son is quote unquote a child, a love child, but like a child with her. Yeah, I agree with her and Obi-Wan, and because
the son's hair is blonde and Bo-Katan's hair is clearly red. Very red, and Satine's hair is very blonde. So I don't know.
Exactly. And like when somebody actually put up like a comparison of like, from the Clone Wars, the three characters' faces, like Satine, Corky, and then Obi-Wan, and it looks very, very similar. He looks like a combination of them. So you never know. I'm still of that theory. I'm still with that particularly. So, but I was like, so where is this kid? What's going on? And I don't know. I was like, what's happening? I don't know.
So they basically like, it seems like it's been about 18 years since we last saw her before this. So really, even if she was like in her 20s back in the Clone Wars, she wouldn't be that old.
No, 40 something.
She wouldn't be. No,
she'd be like late 30s, early 40s, maybe.
That's suddenly what made me think about it is that, okay, there could be a good 15 years difference between her and Satine, and maybe that's why I'm making the mistake in my head of age. So I was like wondering, like, what's going on here? Not that there's anything wrong with that, but I'm just trying to figure it out as far as like.
She does look young in Clone Wars.
She does.
I mean, just looking at pictures of her, she looks a lot like very young. Well, so.
Do we actually have a confirmation that is her son too? It is her son, right?
Yes, because Satine referred to him as her nephew. Unless, do they have another sibling?
Right. No, that's my question. I was like, okay, that's her nephew, but did she ever explicitly say that's her Bo-Katan's son? I don't know.
I feel like they did.
But we don't know that she has another sibling either.
Because the two of them escaped Mandalore at the end of the whole Maul debacle in Clone Wars. So I was always assuming that was her son.
Yeah, just barely. No, I assume so as well, because they said that's her nephew, and that's, well, anyway, it's a little complicated, but I'm like sitting there going, Pablo Hidalgo and Dave Filoni, what are you doing? You need to give me the answers as to what you're doing.
No.
I need to know what you're doing, like, or just give me an idea. Don't keep stringing me along, so I'm confused.
Listen, if you want any example that they're not gonna do what you just said, Ahsoka was not in the entire last season, and they can do nothing but continue to talk about her. So if they could leave her out of the show and continue to love and talk about her, then I think they'll string us along with this as well.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, is she dead? No, she's not, and we know that.
We knew she wasn't.
Okay, all right, fine. Sit there and do that. Well, also in between that and the fact that at one point, and we're getting off topic, and we can get back on topic, but Pablo Hidalgo and Dave Filoni said they had a whole email exchange about how Obi-Wan and Satine got up to no good at some point. They they were kidding, but they were serious. They were kidding in the sense of they never put it into the plot line of Clone Wars or anything, but they were completely serious as far as they're like, yes, this happened, and then that didn't happen. I was like, oh, you don't say.
Well, there was
not tease us.
there was a massive amount of subtext in every single episode that Satine was in, basically alluding to they were canoodling while they were young and he was protecting her.
Exactly. And, like, things happen. Things definitely happened. But then they explicitly said, they're like, oh, yeah, stuff happened. We had a whole email thread about it. I'm like, do you mind sharing that email thread with the rest of us? Do you mind?
Send that this way?
Yeah, exactly, right?
Do you want to send it this way? Yeah. They were like, oh, yeah, we totally emailed it back and forth about that. Yeah, they had this whole thing that they were doing, but we didn't put it in there. I'm like, guys, come on. Don't do that. That's not nice.
And even further off topic, that's one of the things that kills me about Anakin, where Anakin saw, Obi-Wan with Satine and still never told him about them. It's like, just if you told him, maybe, like, I don't know.
Oh, no. Oh, well, different. No, but that's when it's like Dave Filoni trying to correct the many errors of the prequels, and you're like, and your heart breaks a little bit because you thought, it's such a beautiful thing, and, like, they could have related on that, and they could have, like, confided in each other, and it probably would have, but, like,
I mean, it gives the whole "you were my brother" line so much more weight.
It does. It really, really does. But then, see, these are the things I'll just imagine in my head for later, that it happened kind of at some point. But that's why I like all those episodes with Satine in the first place, where it's like, he's talking about it, and Obi-Wan's only revealing about this much, but Anakin's like, He's got that look on his face the entire time. Obi-Wan's talking about it. He's just like, okay, sure.
Go on.
It is the funniest thing ever.
Yeah.
It's the best thing ever. It's just so good.
But on that, Sabine tries to give the saber to Bo-Katan. And she obviously refuses. And, like, I just know part of the, her refusing isn't that she's failed, like she says. It's that she literally watched Maul kill her sister with it.
I was gonna say, Sabine, do not take that personally. That is the thing that murdered her sister. So that is the weapon that murdered her sister. Don't worry about it. It's not a big deal. It's really tragic and horrible, so don't worry. I thought the same thing. I was like, oh, this is so horrible.
It's like, Sabine, maybe not. Maybe don't.
Maybe not.
Maybe not.
Like, you are your leader. I was like, oh, that's so nice. But that is the thing that literally helped murder her sister. So I was like, no.
Yeah. Well, she does take it in the end.
She does.
She does.
So, proud of her.
Yeah. It's like the reluctant leader. She doesn't think she can lead.
I mean, neither did Sabine. Neither of them really wanted it.
Yeah. But I think Bo-Katan's suited for it. I'm a little disappointed because we spent, like, the end of last season, Sabine learned how to use the saber, she got all that confidence to, like, lead and shit, and now she's giving it away. So, in, like, a main character sort of an arc, I'm like, we kind of went a little backwards.
Yeah. Well, we went backwards, and I agree, because we went real forwards with the Mandalorian kind of plot and arc, and I think they explained it really quickly and beautifully to anybody who didn't watch Clone Wars and understand the background of it, and they just said, this is who she is, this is what she means. She just got away, but she should be the rightful ruler, etc., etc., and Sabine makes that nice speech of, like, I got it because I meant to pass it to you. But I was thinking of all that stuff with Sabine and how well Kanan taught her, like, no, this is not what you do when you use this. Let me teach you how to use it correctly. And I thought, oh, that's such a shame. But this whole entire 2 episodes was so much about her and her family. Yeah. And I thought, that's excellent. I love the focus on it. It's great. I'm having a great time, and people love her as a character. So I don't think they're going to just step away from that.
No.
Yes, it kind of went backwards in the sense that she gave it up. She passed it along, but they're trying to build a larger arc, and I was okay with that. I like the idea because we've been talking about it, that they tied it back to the Clone Wars and, like, really uniting everybody and, like, having her be the one. I also just like the fact that she popped out of nowhere and goes to Ezra, like, don't stand there, protect her. Like, they come out of nowhere because they know what needs to be done, and they're already there knowing what needs to be done. I was like, yes, this is great. Yes. So, and then they reveal themselves. So I did think the same thing. I was like, oh, we went to all of this stuff of her training with it and knowing how to use it and all this stuff. But I don't think as a as an entirety and as a character arc, they're going to shy away from anything of her going forward or her taking more charge. Or at least I certainly hope not. If they do, I'll be very disappointed.
She's
because
probably
they did
gonna
all
have
this
a
for her.
yeah. She's probably gonna have a more of a role in the rebellion.
Yeah.
Because you can't really do that and lead Mandalore. I mean, you can work with the rebellion, which I think Bo-Katan's gonna do. But
they have their own troubles.
Yeah.
Right. But I think they just did it nicely where it's like how, all the houses support it now, because for so long they're always in conflict and civil war, whatever, and they're like, no, we will now band together against the Empire, so we're behind you. So you get that little part sectioned off, but also they've got to tie up the show as an entirety. Like this is right leading up to the rebellion, at the beginning, where so they do have to tie some things together. So as long as they don't make it the end of whatever it is that Sabine is doing as a character, then I feel like it's okay.
And I mean, to be fair, she did unite a lot of people while she held the sword. So it's not like she was not a good leader when she had it. It's just, she did her part, I think. And I'd rather she doesn't have it, because frankly, I don't think we need that many people with lightsabers on the show that we're seeing every week.
And honestly, I hope that they switch it up, because they Kanan trained her to use a melee weapon. Not obviously he trained her to use a saber, but she can pick up any other
a vibroblade or something.
Yeah.
There's tons of those out there,
and do the same thing she's been doing.
Yeah,
and she still has her gauntlets. She has she's got her shield, she's got her whippy thingy, I'm assuming.
Yeah, she did the shield thing. I was like, huh.
Stuff. Well, she did it so she didn't friggin' die.
Yeah, that's true.
Because that ATD piece shot her right in the face. I was like, please, but okay, great.
Oh God, Jesus.
Yeah,
Stop almost getting hurt.
No, don't do it. Don't do it.
Speaking of almost getting hurt, actually almost getting killed, Sabine's mother and brother. I thought they were dead. I was like, oh God. Oh God.
Oh my God.
Way to make it dark, Rebels. Thanks.
Yeah, seriously.
They were all about to be reunited and then you killed them. Okay. In true Star Wars fashion, let's kill off the parents.
Baloney.
Okay. So.
Yeah, seriously.
Luckily.
I was so glad when the second episode started. I was like, whew!
Yeah, no. As much as I'm sure people with the darker turn of events would be like, oh, they should have died. I was like, no. It is still a kid's show, guys. Relax. Number one. Number two, come on. Her whole family's, literally this close apart, and you're going to have somebody die? That's just not cool.
If it was a different show, that's exactly what would have happened.
Exactly. Yeah. No. And I don't doubt that. But I'm like, all right, this is a little different. It's a little different. Let's not be that cruel. Let's not have that happen. So I'm glad that they didn't do that. I was like, that's just mean. That's just, over the top.
Yeah.
So, but I literally thought, I was like, oh, they're gone. That's it. They're disintegrated. They're in the sand. That's it. They're done.
Yeah, and the armor just falls into dust in her hands, and she's holding her fucking family's armor in her hand.
It's that's her mother, in her hands, disintegrating. I'm like, oh, so.
Yeah, that was rough.
I really liked when they were saving the father. What's his name again?
Oh, I forgot.
Mr. Sabine's dad man.
Mr. Sabine's dad man.
Dad man.
He asks Ezra, are you a Jedi? And Ezra responds, let's hope so. I was like, that's a joke cute. Kanan's made before. Stop stealing Kanan's material, Ezra.
Well, that's what I was thinking too. I was like, oh, that's cute. That's cute. I was like, oh, I appreciate this whole joke a little bit. It's a little too obvious, but it's also cute. And I was like, oh, okay.
I liked her dad. He's the artistic side of her.
Yeah.
I like that.
He was critiquing her art. I was like, yes, artistic family.
No, I liked that as well. I was like, yes, all right, that's dad. I like it. That works.
Your lines have gotten a little cleaner. That's good.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, it's great. She's like, it's great, Dad. He goes, ah!
You'll notice I took that style and made it my own. Thank you very much.
Maybe you could do a little more.
And I like he knew it was her by the paint bomb on the shuttle.
He's like, Sabine? I was like, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's your daughter.
Yeah, he's cool. I'm glad he's not just like typical Mandalorian warrior guy. We could use more.
Yeah, and I mean that's
politicians.
Yeah, and that's the stuff we had from Clone Wars, because we had the Death Watch. Was that them?
Yes,
the main Mandalorians we dealt with was Death Watch, but then we had Satine, and the whole capital was full of politicians and shit. So
yeah, and they were all trying to be neutral, and it didn't work out. No. And then also Bo-Katan technically was part of Death Watch initially because he thought that was the best way to help her people. Turned out it wasn't, but you know, at the time, that's what it was.
Well, she was, and I mean, I guess that's a clue that she was on the younger side. Because she really bought into the leader of the Death Watch, whose name escapes me at the moment. She really bought into his whole sales pitch of...
Vizsla. Pre-Vizsla.
Yes, Vizsla. She really bought into his whole, this is best for Mandalore, we have to blah, blah, blah,
This is the best thing we can do, we're warrior clan, etc., etc., etc.
We're totally not domestic terrorists! I don't know why people keep calling us that.
Wait a minute, what the hell? So, when everything went to crap, and then... was like, no, this is not what it's supposed to be.
Mm-hmm. So, I mentioned earlier that Saxon used the machine, the weapon, Sabine's weapon, which she called the Duchess.
Mm-hmm. No, and I love that part because she's like, seriously? You need to enter my sister? She's like, what can I say? It was a series of bad decisions.
Series of bad decisions. And because I thought that, Saxon was the governor, and then there was a duchess above him, and I was like, who is this mysterious lady? And then it's the fucking weapon. I was like, well played.
You did it.
I was like, oh, it's the weapon, and that's what they named it. I was like, that's clever. I was like, come on. I was like,
I thought we were gonna have some
awful.
I thought we were gonna have some evil goth version of Satine or something. I don't know. I don't know what I thought.
What's going on? No.
Palette swapped Satine.
It's just Satine with like a little mustache.
Exactly. Ugh.
But anyway, Saxon uses the machine on his subordinate, the Mandalorian trooper, and that guy runs away at the end.
What do they call Frank?
Yeah, sure, Frank. He runs away, and as soon as he left him,
much.
Like, you're alive, we're gonna see you again. I'm excited. Like, I'm calling that now. We're gonna see him again.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, oh, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, we are. Especially after he almost got himself fried, and he's like,
well,
no, this is it. He's like, this is too much. And he earlier was like, what's to say the Empire won't use this against us, blah, blah, blah. And the whole time I'm like, I agree with that dude, because even though he's like, the Emperor showed me true power, blah, blah, blah. I was like, yeah, you just wait, a-hole. You don't know him.
And
the Emperor's shown a ton of people true power.
You don't know shit. So, like, you're going to be sorry, blah, blah, blah. So.
It also took Sabine 26 seconds to reprogram it to destroy stormtroopers and not Mandalorians.
Yeah,
so, like,
which is...
Mandalorian armor, exactly. It's like, done.
Super...
that would not have taken much effort for it to be done.
No,
so.
Super impressive.
Yeah, exactly. I did. Oh, did anybody else enjoy the little Thrawn hologram? Being like, well, this isn't really good enough to what you're doing, and also, how's this supposed to inspire your own people when you're trying to kill them? So I'm not impressed.
Yes, that was great.
I was like, yes, Thrawn. Yes, he's like, not impressed. Not impressed.
I find your strategy subpar.
He's just like, no, sorry. Like,
shut it down.
I love it.
I was just shocked they didn't capture Mr. Saxon over there. I was pretty surprised. I'm like, why is he not a prisoner?
Yeah.
Like that is a prisoner right there, my man.
They just left him alive on his own ship. I guess they wanted
the
book.
Kind of.
The ship blew up.
It did blow up.
I mean.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay. So maybe he didn't make it. Maybe he did.
Exactly. I was gonna say it's ambiguous whether or not he lived. But.
That's a powerful bargaining chip.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
I was pretty shocked.
Well, I mean, but I think if you think about who are you bargaining with, if you're bargaining with Thrawn will just laugh at your face and tell you to kill him.
Or just leave him for the Mandalorians to put on trial.
Good point. That's a better idea. Yeah. Because they do that. Hang him for treason.
Thrawn would like that better. He's like, you know what? I think you have to answer to your own people.
Yeah.
So,
If he's
bye,
all
buddy.
about
Ooh.
culture and shit, he'd be like, "Oh, that you deserve that. go face trial."
People. Which, speaking of, oh wait, this is what I wanted to go back to real quick, but it is within that same scene where Bo-Katan, sits there and stops Satine because she is so angry about the way they've gotten that weapon and manipulated it and turned it against everything that she meant it to be. I mean, she already knew that it was an abomination, which that scene in of itself, where and then like kind of again, this is where I really thought this was a powerful point in the show where they just kind of expect you to follow along in the plot. And, she takes off the helmet. She's like, how could you make something like that? That's an abomination to us. Why would you do it? And, like, she explains earlier, she's like, I was being really,
arrogant. It was a
very
challenge.
Arrogant. It was a challenge, and I did it, and blah, 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 blah. And they explain it, whatever. And, they can't change their armor because it's who they are. And that was one thing that I thought was interesting, is, Ezra says that.
Yeah.
But I liked that in all of that, they take it aside because we're talking about Bo-Katan taking over as a leader. And she says, she really, she's talking about Sabine. She's like, she represents the best in us that I can see. She's got leader qualities. She's a good fighter and she's strategic. So she's got the best of the past and the future. So, and I like that she has that moment. She's like, she deserves another chance. And then, because of her guiding her in that moment, because she is so angry about what they've done, and I would have been too, she's like, don't do this. You won't be any different than them. You need to the choice is yours, but you need to make up your mind. So she guides her in that moment, and that's why she's like, no, you should be the leader. So I liked all of that transitional stuff, and I thought they handled it very well, and I thought it was very powerful and done correctly, so I really appreciated that too.
All of Sabine, all of her scenes were like super emotional, and she just had all that. The voice acting was really well done.
Yeah,
it always is, but like this is
she
specifically.
Must have had so much fun because she was saying forever, like, I want to do this. Dave Filoni's like, all right, I'll let you.
We'll get around to it.
We'll get to it. I'll let you do the thing. I promise.
I want to yell a ton.
We'll do the thing. I promise, but. Also, I just like how much they stormed, like, the Star Cruiser and any of those Imperial, they just, like, went in there, like, all right, we're going to do this thing, bye, we're going to do it, and they just did it. It was great. I loved it. They had a great plan. They went in, they did it. I loved it.
Yeah. Right, because right, I wanted to mention, her weapon, like, the way it, like, zaps, it looks like force lightning. Is it just me? It looked like force lightning.
It does look like force lightning. I was like,
I don't know if that's significant or not, but
well,
it's really hot.
Yeah.
I mean,
superheats armor, so I don't know. Just an observation.
I mean, listen, it's something, like, that'll come about eventually, and it's a thing.
Yep. And the last thing I want to bring up is Hera's conversation with Kanan in the first episode.
Oh,
it was cute. It was.
adorable.
Until I really thought about the words that Hera used. She used the words assets to describe her family. And, yeah, I don't think Kanan is liking that.
No. Well, because she's like, all right, you're taking too long with this mission. Can we, like, move it along, please?
It's like, but this is important to your space daughter.
Well, exactly. Well, what's funny about that is, in that moment, it's kind of like, what are we talking about? What are we really talking about? Hera's very focused on what needs to be done. Kanan's starting to, in the middle being like, yeah, what needs to be done, but what about you and I? And I'm thinking for her, I mean, they have a history, don't they? They have a history of, like, they have a history of, like, things happening. So they came to a mutual agreement, I think, whatever they're going to do. But I think in that moment, Kanan's asking, like, wait, is there more here? And she's like, wait, whoa, you're throwing a curveball right now. I'm just trying to get some stuff done. I know you're trying to get some stuff done. But now suddenly out of the blue you're asking me if something matters. Of course you matter to me, but if you're asking for something more, I was kind of on Hera's side for that whole conversation of her being like,
I think that's going to be Hera's arc this season. Is her just like, you know, because it's always just been the mission, and you know, she can't just keep doing that because she's gonna lose them. You know,
yes.
and frankly, I kind of understand where Kane is coming from. It's like, you know, what about us, man? Like, remember when we met and like it was cool, and we had an actual relationship?
Remember the time.
Yeah.
Before we adopted the youngest kid and he fucked our whole switch up.
These chillins showed up. I don't know. I feel like it's just going to be a conversation they're going to keep having throughout the season because
there's always going to be something next to deal with.
Right, and I think like
oops.
It's cool. We're good.
Yeah, we're good. You guys can see him. Just
go
on.
But I think I don't know. I'm kind of with Kanan a little bit on this one, honestly, because it's like, you know, can we just have a break from just like mission? Can we like actually just be people for a little while?
Yeah.
You know, because calling someone like your friend, your loved one, an asset is kind of terrible.
It's dangerous, yeah.
It's kind of disgusting.
Yeah.
It's not you know, like Kanan and Ezra are both Jedis and they're very powerful fighters, but like they're more than that, and like you keep sending them on these missions, like they could get hurt. You know, Kanan's already blind.
They're just people.
They're still just people, you know. So I don't know. I think Hera's got like she's gone too. I think that's the conflict is that she's gone too far into the mission, and Kanan's got to like bring her back to humanity a little bit. I think.
Yeah. Bring her back to us.
Agreed.
Oh yay! Hi Sam.
Can you hear me at least? I'm so sorry.
At least we can hear you.
All right. Well, my Skype just decided to be a jerk. So sorry. I did hear all of that. So
awesome.
I agree. I think I don't know. It's like can I just, I was gonna say from a lady perspective, it's like I'm sure Hera wants to think of this as possibly coming out as a more happy ending, and that something could happen at the end, and that's what Kanan's asking her. But she's like, I don't know if she wants to think that far in advance, and she's thinking, I don't know if we're going to be able to have that opportunity, which is really tragic, but yeah. Maybe we can have this thing at the end, but maybe not. I don't know. I think she's being the real tactician that she is. I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know. I definitely see that. Like, she needs to be more objective to like make sure the missions go well and they don't make poor tactical decisions. But I don't know. That's not what the rebellion's about, to me at least.
No, it's not. It's not about at all. That's the ironic thing. But I have to say, I think for her, she's more involved in more of the military end of all of that, rather than Kanan being the Jedi. Yeah. I feel like she's more ensconced in that. She's a general, you know, within the rebellion technically. So there is more of that weight on her and more of that tactical, those responsibilities are assumed in her. But I think ultimately she's being a realist at the end of the day. I don't know, and I think that the only thing that sets them apart in that respect is I think she has that same amount of faith in her heart as Kanan does. But for Kanan, I think it's easier to believe because he does have that faith in the Force. I don't know that she has that necessarily. So I think for him, it's easier for him to see long term, have that faith in the Force that something could come good of this. And for her, it's like, well, I got to think about just right now, not the future, because I can't even bear to think of that if something happens to you or to Sabine or to Ezra or to Chop or to Zeb, because it'll just break my heart. So I think for her, she's thinking of the now and immediate, and I think for Kanan, he has a little bit more perspective and faith in the Force because he's used to that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm not looking forward to Mommy and Daddy fighting, however.
Me either. Me either.
Space Mom, Space Dad, you can't fight.
You can't fight. Well, original Space Mom and Dad fought a lot. So, original Space Mom and Dad to me are Han Solo.
You know what? Yeah, they fought a fucking lot. Like, that's all they did.
That's all I did. I was gonna say original Space Mom and Dad are Han Solo and Leia. And
Good
Leia, so they're the original Space Mom and Dad. So, but they are. Wait, they're not. Wait, Hera and Kanan are not Space Mom and Dad. They're
Ship Mom.
Ship Mom and Dad.
Ship Mom. That's right. That's right.
Yeah,
Ship Mommy.
They have a different name. Slightly different name.
Slightly different. Anyway. Next episode, unless you guys have anything else about this one.
No, I think I
Nope.
Okay, next episode, I believe, is a double again.
It is.
Woohoo!
In the Name of the Rebellion. So are these two different? Yeah, these are two different synopsises. So, part 1. As members of the Rebel Alliance, Ezra and the Ghost crew must accept a mission to spy on an Imperial outpost they would rather destroy. So that sounds dangerous.
Oh, okay.
I guess this isn't that... Let me read it first to make sure it's not, like, super spoilery. Because it is the, next episode from now. After being separated from Hera and Kanan, Ezra and Sabine join the desperate quest of Saw Gerrera to hunt down the Empire's elusive super-secret weapon. Super-secret weapon.
It's the Death Star. They don't succeed.
They don't, because Jin's got this unlocked, guys.
Luke, do it.
It's bad news.
Yeah. I wonder if they're gonna probably not mention Jin, but probably her father, especially if they are looking for the Death Star.
They should. I was gonna say, if they're gonna do
Galen?
the connective tissue that they're aiming to, they should at least mention it.
Yeah. Galen Erso? Was that his name?
Yes,
Galen.
yes. They should at least mention his name. I mean, a lot of times it depends on where they depend to make the connective tissue, but it's a show it's easier to do. I mean, they put Leia on the show, so that in itself is a big step in that direction. So they can at least mention this, Galen Erso, Jin Erso, whatever, things like that.
Yeah. Okay, is that it for... Is that it for everyone?
Yeah, I think so.
All right.
I'm so sorry I exited suddenly with my Skype. My Skype was evil. I apologize.
That's okay. I just want to make sure everyone can see their lower thirds before I introduce you guys. No? Sam, where's yours? Sam! Oh, no!
Ruh-roh.
Ruh-roh. Okay, we're good.
Just hold up a little sign. It's the same thing.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I can't break my mind up to do two things at once, so I can't talk and, find things on the menu. Anyway, John, where can people find you? Ah, Sam!
I'm here!
You're there. You can find me...
I'm so sorry.
It's cool. It's fine.
Everything.
We're gonna roll with it.
Yeah, just...
you can find me at No More on Twitter. And possibly maybe not in the right place. Who knows?
There we go. Now we can't see Sam.
This whole time.
Hold on.
There
we go.
Sorry.
Hallelujah.
Yay! I'm so sorry. This is
whatever. It's Skype.
My bad.
Don't even worry. One time my computer blue screened of death in the middle of it just shut down. Everything.
Yikes! I am so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Sam,
my Skype just was okay, no more.
Where can the people find you, Sam?
They can find me at Leia and also ruining Skype conversations for about Rebels. But next week, I promise, will be on top of my stuff. Sorry, guys. Yeah.
You can find me at Cleomoto, and you can find all of us at ASO TV Podcast on Facebook, Twitter, Gmail, Google+, and right here on YouTube. Follow us for some more podcasts from some of your favorite TV shows, video games, and movies. Until next time, bye, guys.
Bye!
Was gonna press the wrong thing. Doing stuff out of order, I would have messed everything up. Now the static is working!
Of course.
Excuse me while I go put my head in an ice cold bucket of water.